let's bring back John Simon, ASU running backs coach, to talk about the latest announcement. And we were just talking about it. We saw it on the film. You mentioned 34 touchdowns as a senior. And that is a lot about instinct, isn't it?
Yeah, without a question. He's a very exciting player with the balls in his hand. He has the ability to make guys miss, and I think that's one of the most important attributes of a running back.
Where do you think this kid will fit in? Because in high school, he had over 2,000 yards rushing his senior year. Then his junior year, he had over 1,800 yards, and he was, he saw the end zone a lot. But now you've got two really good, shifty, different types of back in the backfield. You got Eno Benjamin, that's speedy also. Now you got this guy that's speedy. Where do you see these guys? Where do you see them fitting in? I know you got the guys, but how are you going to work this?
Well, it's a great problem to have. It's a great problem for Arizona State is that we do have a lot of backs that can run the football. And I think it's good for a young guy like Trelon to come into a system where he doesn't have to come in and be the bull right away, where there's guys ahead of him that can handle the workload, where he can come in and learn and continue to improve on his craft and learn some other things as it relates to being a running back on this level. But he's great with the ball in his hands, and if needed, he's ready to come in right now and play. The kid loves football. He loves to train. He loves every part of the game, weight room, all of that. He's a film junkie, so those are the type of kids that you want. So I'm excited to see what the kid will do once he gets here on campus, but I won't be surprised to see him making big plays when he has the ball in his hands.
Right.
We were talking as we watched the film about Trelon Smith about his ability to stay upright, hard to tackle. And there's a stat, I know that coaches are very aware of it, players are, yards after contact. Now, those of us who just talk for a living haven't heard a lot about it, but it is a real indicator as to how tough a running back can be when they have good numbers in yards after contact.
Well, now you're speaking my language, because to me, that's what defines a running back. One thing when kids bring you a highlight film of a running back and everybody's blocked and it's just a film of him running through a hole, it's like, well, that's not a highlight for you. That's a highlight for the offensive lineman.
Right.
But in this league, they have 11 on the other side. We have 11. You have the ball, so we can only block 10. So we need you to be able to defeat a guy. And he definitely has that ability. And yards after contact is what defines you as a running back. And as you can see on the film, whether he can run around him or make a guy miss, he has the ability to be special with yards after contact.
Yeah, we definitely saw that in the video on him. It's just part of, again, just another outstanding student athlete that comes into this program. And you mentioned the fact that he just loves the game. And we talked about this earlier today with a couple of the other coaches. When you have a player that loves the game, they're receptive. They become sponges in terms of soaking up information and teaching. And that's, I know as a coach, that's a player you just love to work with.
Yeah, without a question. And I think sometimes that's oversighted when we're looking for talent and we're looking for talented guys. But at the end of the day, you know as well as I know is that it takes guys that the game is important to them. Because if you put them in the right atmosphere where they have to compete, but if the game is important to them, they're going to find a way to get on their field. They're going to find a way to improve their craft. They're going to find a way to showcase their talents and their skill set. And Trelon is that kid that fits in that category. So I'm definitely excited about adding him to the room.
And we spoke a couple minutes ago with Eno Benjamin, and he talked about learning from the upperclassmen. That's a part of learning, too. And I loved hearing him say that, because you're right, that speaks to his character, Eno's character, and I'm sure Trelon's the same way.
And I've had conversations with Trelon as well, and we've talked about the opportunity to come in and learn from guys that's been successful in the Pac-12.
Right.
That's a great place to be as a freshman coming into a room where there's two senior running backs that have both had success on their own right in this league and at the position. So you can never have too much knowledge where you can't learn from someone. And I think that's an advantage for these young guys, that they do have two older guys, two NFL guys in that room that they get a chance to learn from.
And more competition in the spring and the fall. That's a very good thing. John, appreciate the time. Good to see you again. Congratulations.